So osteoporosis is a bone disease whereby bone mineral density and mass decreases to low enough levels to cause an increase in the risk of fractures. It is a silent disease because you don't have symptoms until you get an unexpected fracture from a low-impact incident such as a fall. And in fact, many older people may even have vertebral fractures without realizing it. The most common sites of osteoporotic fractures are the vertebrae, that is, the spine, the wrist, and the hip. Often these fractures will be divided into two groups, i.e. vertebral fractures and non-vertebral fractures, and the most common are vertebral fractures. Hip fractures may be less common, but are the most devastating as they cause immobilization, and being bedbound for prolonged periods of time in hospitals or nursing homes is associated with morbidity, in particular pneumonia. After a hip fracture, a whopping 20 to 25% of patients die within 1 year. Vertebral fractures are associated with increased morbidity, although not as extreme as hip fractures. Worldwide, almost 20% of the population has osteoporosis, thus making it a major public health problem that is becoming ever more prevalent due to an aging population and modern lifestyle factors. This epidemiology chart is from the International Osteoporosis Foundation website, and it's been divided into these three color-coded sections, red being high incidence, yellow being moderate, and gray being low incidence of osteoporosis. And it is pretty interesting. In the red area, there are a lot of the northern Scandinavian European countries, with Denmark being in the top. UK is up there as well, which is very interesting. In the yellow section, there are Canada, US, and Australia and Japan, the sort of so-called main developed countries. And there are some very interesting Asian countries in the red section, which are Taiwan. Taiwan is actually in the top 10 even. And then there is Singapore and Hong Kong, which are down at the bottom of the red area. So for me, these are very interesting, as I would say that Taiwanese and Hong Kongers have very similar lifestyles and cultures, including diet. So why is the osteoporosis so much more prevalent in Taiwan? Also, you can see that China is in the gray area with a low incidence of osteoporosis. And to me, this is an indication that osteoporosis incidence is related to lifestyle factors, as the main populations of people in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore are mostly ethnically Chinese. Another thing I wanted to point out is that the majority of Chinese people are lactose intolerant, so to me this also indicates that you definitely don't need to rely on consuming large quantities of dairy and dairy products to reduce the risk of osteoporosis.